Donald Trump loves this country. He's done more for you than you realize. And Jack Smith...
What's an example of that?
What's an example of that? Look it up. I'm not your secretary.
This is the Republican Party in a nutshell, lashing out and shutting down after the slightest bit of pushback about dear leader.
My point is, Jack Smith is targeting the man who has done more for you and the rest of the country, and therefore that makes Jack Smith a traitor, guilty of treason, a CIA mole, and he needs to be in jail.
The mental gymnastics this man is performing and the leaps in his logic are both completely absurd, but we all know that these are the people Trump and the Republicans prey on.
We won with poorly educated. I love the poorly educated.
You're doing a great job, like on camera. Would that be something you're interested in?
Oh yeah. Here, take my card.
Oh, sweet. You know what I might ask is just, if you don't mind, just to show that you actually know what you're doing around the set, would you mind just would you be able to shadow and kind of get coffee for people and take notes for people for a little bit before you get in front of the camera? Maybe we could work something out where you're like an assistant or something like that.
You got my email, so you email me.
I'll email you, and then maybe you could end up, being an assistant, a secretary, or something like that.
What's your name?
Jason Selvig. I guess it turns out that guy might be my secretary.
And he doesn't even realize that the tables have been turned and he's being insulted. Brilliantly, as always, by Jason Selvig of The Good Liars.
I'm going to tell you why I support President Trump. He is a problem solver. In fact, I'm amazed of his genius.
Second Amendment as well. I love that. God's gun, guts.
Everything.
Yeah, look at you. And you know what? You got a cool haircut. I'm hoping to...
Also lost a lot of friends because I'm a Trump fan. I don't understand it, but you know what? We're all in for him.
Yeah. And you know what? We're going to pray for those people who cannot open their eyes.
However, it is sad to see someone so lost in the lies and delusions of the MAGA movement that they've lost the support system around them.
Does it bother you that he ran a lot of his businesses into bankruptcy, though?
No, it don't bother me at all. No, it don't bother me at all. I don't care if he...
But if he runs the country like a business, he could bankrupt it.
I don't care if he was smoking crack with Hunter. I don't care. I'm going to vote for him. I don't care what happens. I'm voting for him.
Even if he was smoking crack with Hunter Biden?
Hell yes, I would.
When the Good Liars hit the scene, ears perk up.
Okay, so what does it say there?
Trump, no more bull.
But what does it actually say there?
Well, you just have to use a blue Sharpie.
Okay, but it means bull.
Yes.
But it says...
So.
Indeed it does.
This says, Trump 2020, make liberals cry again. But Trump's the one who's not in office. So the liberals were happy about the 2020 election. So if there is a group that's crying about it, it would be conservatives.
He was first elected, and we were trying to, in 2020, we were trying to make that happen again, make them cry again.
But then he lost.
He lost, right, and now they're doing everything they can possible to stop him from even running in 24.
But if you had to say who's been crying about the 2020 election, who would it be?
Bit of an awkward silence there at the end. This is usually the case when MAGA are confronted with logic.
I think the Bible should be taught in schools.
Yes.
Yeah?
Most definitely. Because children have gotten away from that. Because they have. And it needs to be put back in all the schools, Catholic schools and public schools.
So you want the Bible back in school. Do you think there are books that should be banned from schools?
Yeah, of course.
There is a book that has a story of two daughters getting their father drunk and having sex with them. Would you want that in a school?
No, absolutely. Of course not. Of course not. No. That's outrageous. That's the devil's work. We don't want the devil's work in school.
All right, well, there you have it. Talk to some people who want the Bible taught in school, but also want the Bible banned in school. So.
This is also a theme. Never forget when the pro-life Bible-thumping candidate Herschel Walker ran for Senate in the state of Georgia, and the Good Liars somehow, some way, got up on stage at a rally of his and advocated for the use of condoms. Walker fathered many children, some he does not have a great relationship with, and even, as conservatives do, paid for abortions to be had. These are things Walker fought against on the campaign trail. He would lose, of course.
Consider yourself pro-life.
100%. God said, suffer the little children, for that such is the kingdom of God. So, every crime against a child is a big thing in God's eyes.
And in the Bible, God kills 42 children by a bear attack because they made fun of someone for being bald.
Yeah, and what's your point?
It just doesn't sound very pro-life to me.
Well, you know what? The thing of it is when you really...
He killed children, 42 of them by a bear attack.
Well, you could even go this. When the children of Israel taken over the land of Canaan, he said, wipe them all out. Okay. Women, children, everything.
So we found some agreement that God is not very pro-life.
No, God is pro-life.
Oh.
It just goes right over their head, doesn't it? These dudes are legit. A great way to support their work is going through their Patreon, watching them on Twitch, and hitting up their YouTube channel. Great work all around. Bravo.